Hey vinyl community, this is hideelee and you are watching So I Married a Record Collector, the channel where I go through my husband's record collection, try to make sense of it all. If you've been watching our videos for a while, you've noticed we've been gone for maybe a few weeks, I guess. Can't really chalk it up to too much else besides just being busy with work and whatnot, and it's summer, and as much as I hate summer, it's still a really busy time. Yes, I'm one of those weird people who would rather have it be cool outside than have it be super hot. So I even have today, I have my little fan here. I don't know how loud it's going to be, but I can just hold it like this and pretend I'm in an 80s music video, right? But yeah, we're in northern Michigan and it's not supposed to be this warm, but I guess it's freaking hot everywhere. So while we haven't been making videos, we surely have been watching videos. And I have to say that I've really gotten schooled on all this mobile fidelity, MoFi situation that's been going on. And I want to say a special thank you to people who have made videos that are simple enough that someone like me can understand them. Yeah, at first I didn't really get what the whole kerfuffle was all about, but watching some of those videos, I learned pretty quickly, you know, it's basically you paid for a Jaguar and you got an old Ford or something. I don't know. But, and I get it. If you're upset, you know, you shelled out some big cash and some records that you thought were one thing and they're not. And yet there's some argument over whether or not there really is a difference between, you know, the different digital file and analog and all that stuff. Anyway, there's people who can talk about it better than I can, for sure. I'm just a general music lover and appreciator, not an audiophile by any sense of the term at all. So, so I'd like to thank Mazzy, Robert Fithen, and Dylan from Noble Records. They all did really good, really down-to-earth videos about the whole situation. So those people and the people who are their contemporaries, I leave all that to them. I believe John does have a couple mobile fidelity records, but again, I know that he's not even a real big audiophile either. We're just, again, music lovers, music appreciators. So we'll try to get more regular with doing these videos, and we've got a lot to get through as usual. So I'm gonna zip it up and we'll get going on our next set of 10 records. If you remember from our previous video, John had quite a lot of records by this group in the C's. So this is the last one in this section. I think we have some more in the closet over there. The Dave Clark 5. This is Try Too Hard. I really like this song in particular. I'm not sure if I recall any of the other ones on this album. Here is the track listing. As you can see, again, somebody listed C and D or whatever. Maybe they're listing who sang lead on the song or wrote the song. I don't know. But this is Try Too Hard, Dave Clark 5. And I think it's one of their cooler covers. And I'm pretty sure on the same label that the other ones were. These are on Epic.
Hey everyone, JT here to give my input on the latest 10 records hideelee pulled out of the collection. As you notice, we're going in alphabetical order, and that's just how we're doing it. These are the latest 10. Our cat is misbehaving behind hideelee right now, if you hear some scratching. And before I start, I don't know if you can see, I've got this red mark on my chin here in case somebody points out, what's on your chin? Well, hideelee and I were having a heated discussion about the Kinks UK Jive record. I said it wasn't a bad record, and she just popped me right on the chin. I took one to the chin. It was really, really tough. Now, yeah, I got burned by hot pizza. I was eating a piece of pizza and I took a bite, pulled the slice away, and string of cheese, pulled a piece of pepperoni off, and it swung and landed right on my chin. And I shaved, and now you see this pink mark. Anyway, so I'm here to give my input on the latest 10 records out of our collection. First off, we have the Dave Clark 5, Try Too Hard from 1966. I believe I bought this one on eBay when I was going through a period of getting some Dave Clark 5 records. It is on Epic, 1966, I believe I just said. Try Too Hard, one of my top 5 favorite Dave Clark 5 songs. My number 1 is Any Way You Want It. Not much to say here. I haven't listened to it in a long time, so I don't know what any other songs sound like. It's on the yellow Epic label, which you can, of course, picture. And looks like somebody was doing their trigonometry homework on the back, looking for that cos and sin and the tangent and everything. But Dave Clark 5, Try Too Hard, 1966 on Epic Records.
Up next, we've got Mary Clayton, Gimme Shelter. Now, for those who don't know, Mary Clayton is the one who sang on the Rolling Stones song, Gimme Shelter. And I mean, that's probably one of my favorite Rolling Stone hit songs, because a lot of the reason that it's one of my favorites is because of her. I mean, she just, if you listen to her vocal on there, she kills it so hard that there's a point in the song where she just nails it, and you can actually hear Jagger going woo in the background because he was like, damn. So this is Mary Clayton, her solo album from, trying to find the date on here, I guess the early 70s. I don't see a date right off the bat, but she does Country Road. Oh, I thought it was Country. It's Country Road, not Country Roads. I thought she did it was like John Denver. No. She has Bridge Over Troubled Water. Her version just by herself of Gimme Shelter. Gimme Shelter. Yeah, I know that John told me something that I'm sure he'll tell it better, but something about her being pregnant while she was recording with the Stones, Gimme Shelter, and she sang so hard that it made her go in labor. So gotta love a soul singer like that. This is on Codes or Ode 70 Records. Cool inner sleeve. And here is the vinyl with the sticker. It's kind of a cool label. I like the geometric pattern and monochromatic colors. So yeah, this is not an album that I've listened to myself, but I think I'm definitely putting it in my to listen pile. I kind of forgot that he had it, but yeah, I think she's pretty terrific.
Here we have Mary Clayton, Give Me Shelter on Ode Records from, I believe, 1970. Mary Clayton is the background singer on the Stones' Give Me Shelter. You all know and love that song. Now, this is another one. I'm wondering why I have this filed in the rock and not the R&B soul. Maybe because it's mainly rock songs. I don't know. I don't have no rhyme or reason sometimes to filing. No, I have a lot of rhyme and reason to filing, but I stuck this in the rock, so tough cookies. You probably may have seen the documentary, I think it was on Netflix, called 5 Feet to Stardom, about session singers and session players, and she's in it. Incredible, awesome voice. I think she may have been one of Phil Spector's background singers at one time with the Blossoms and stuff. But on here she does, of course, a lot of covers. Most surprising, interesting cover, because not many people covered it. I don't think anybody covered it. She does the Doors' Tell All the People from their album The Soft Parade. Also a James Taylor song, Country Road, Bridge Over Troubled Water, Gimme Shelter, of course. Forget It, I Got It. I see the songwriting credit is Gary Wright and Jimmy Miller. Maybe a Spooky Tooth song. I have some Spooky Tooth, but I'm not that familiar with all their songs. But anyway, really great album. It says I paid $15. I don't know where. I think I got this out of Tommy's store, so I might have gotten it much, much cheaper. Anyway, Mary Clayton, Gimme Shelter, Ode Records, 1970.
Up next, we've got Clear Light. And I'm sorry for the light show you're getting on these albums. One of these days, I'm going to figure out the perfect angle for all this. But this is Clear Light, and it appears to be self-titled. There's the back. On Elektra Records. Don't see a date, but John will know. Kind of hippie looking, guys. I like how on the front here, it's got the old price sticker for $1.99. Don't know what John paid for it, but has a cool inner sleeve with the band members. Same on the front and back. Oh, it's from 1967.
Here we have a great psychedelic one from 1967, Clear Light, their self-titled album on Elektra. Early record show find for me, and kind of divides some of my friends who are into psych. One of my friends loves this record, another one says meh. I quite like it. I first heard this, actually heard this on the radio around 1988, 89, when I worked in a garage after high school at a failed attempt at being an auto mechanic. I would sometimes go in on Saturdays and work with one of the guys who did his own work in the garage on his own for his own customers on Saturdays. And he was Mr. 10 minutes. If you told him, hey, be here at 8 o'clock, he'd show up at 8:10. So if you wanted him somewhere at 8 o'clock, you told him, hey, be here at 7:50. But I drove in one Saturday morning, and I'm sitting outside the garage by myself. It's cold. I'm waiting for him. And I'm listening to Pete Fornatale's show on WNAW-FM, and I hear this song, Mr. Blue, this doomy psychedelic track, and it was Clear Light. And I tracked down this record finally a year or so later at a record show. Like I said, it's on Elektra. They were an interesting band, 2 drummers. This guy down here, who looks like he's out of a Robin Hood film or something, he was actually, I don't know if that's him, or is that the Ashes or the Peanut Butter Conspiracy? I might be confusing. There was a guy who did nightclubs as Robbie the Werewolf and made a weird record. I don't think it was him. I'm probably confusing with the Peanut Butter Conspiracy, sorry. But one of the guys in the band, let's see, Dallas Taylor on drums. He played drums for Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. The bass player, Douglas Lubin, he plays on some later Doors records as a studio bassist. And Cliff DeYoung, the lead vocal, he became an actor. As hideelee may have shown you, it has a custom inner sleeve with the band and the Clear Light logo, which I think also appears on the label. Mr. Blue is my favorite song on here because that's the first one I ever heard. Is a Tom Paxton song that they psyched up. They also have a non-LP single called She's Ready to Be Free, and they appeared in the James Coburn film The President's Analyst as a backup band for Barry Maguire. And I think they do She's Ready to Be Free in the film, or it got covered over by a Barry Maguire song. I can't remember the details right now, but one of my favorite late 60s psych records, Clear Light, self-titled on Elektra Records.
Now we've got Jerry Cole and the Stingers, Guitars A Go-Go. And this looks like this is from 2000. Probably a compilation of this gentleman's music. To me, it just looks like guitar instrumentals. Jerry Cole and the Stingers, Guitars A Go-Go, and Beat Rocket is the label.
Here we have Jerry Cole and the Stingers with a compilation called Guitars A Go-Go on Beat Rocket, a subsidiary of Sundazed. You may have heard me mention Jerry Cole in earlier videos, or if you're a surf rock collector, you know who Jerry Cole is. He's a session guitarist who made many of his own records and made many records under many different names for cheap labels, specifically for the Crown label in the 1960s. And this is a bit of a compilation of some of those tracks, which got reissued over and over on Crown under different titles. On the back here, you can see the pictures of some of those albums. Actually, you'll see later in later videos, I have an original copy of Hot Rod Alley. One what else? He's, like I said, he was a session player. He's the guy who's playing guitar on the Byrds' Mr. Tambourine Man, although that is McGuinn's 12-stringy here. But he's on God knows how many records. I don't think much of it's documented. Some really great instrumentals on here with like cool 60s names that are Hot Rod related and Beatles related. Things like George Played, Yeah, Yeah, Yeah. Then there's, you know, Venture's Venture, Hip Hugger, Peeling Out, Along Came Mary. Great stuff. You could call it cheesy, but I like it. It's fun. Jerry Cole and the Stingers, Guitars A Go-Go on Beat Rocket. Put out by Beat Rocket in, I don't know, sometime in the 1990s, because I probably special ordered this when I was working at Izzy's.
Hey, we've got another one from Jerry Cole here. This time it's Jerry Cole and his Spacemen, Wild Strings. Another Beat Rocket release. Again, it says originally recorded from 1963 to 1966. So yeah, it's another compilation of his tunes that were recorded back then. Just Pipeline, so surf rock, songs like 007 Rides Again. So I'm sure more great guitar instrumentals. This time the inner sleeve has some cool pictures of the other records available on Beat Rocket. Nice maroon kind of label.
Here we have another Jerry Cole record, another compilation of his stuff, this time to Jerry Cole and his Spacemen, also on Beat Rocket. This compiles tracks from a lot of those budget records, but also his albums on Capitol, which he did under the Spacemen moniker. More groovy hot rod and surf tracks, you know, covers of Pipeline, Papa Mau Mau, Wipeout, and songs with titles like Mr. Wobble Wheels, Really Got It Bad, 007 Rides Again. Just great fun stuff. As you've seen in other videos, I love surf music. I'm wearing a Fender shirt with a surf music thing on there. Great pressing, nice heavy vinyl. Came out in 2001. If you dig surf music, you'll dig this. I mean, studio surf music by studio guys is a bit glossier. It is kind of has, you know, less rough edges, but this is really good. It has a real good bottom end, especially the Spacemen tracks. You know, and it sounds exactly like the kind of music you hear in those Frankie and Annette beach party movies during chase scenes and stuff. So it's fun. I love surf music. Anyway, you'll dig it if I dig it, whatever. Jerry Cole and his Spacemen, Wild Strings on Beat Rocket from 2001.
Up next, we've got another artist who used to scare the crap out of me when I was a kid, but who I really just think is hilarious now. Especially the way he can really poke fun at himself. I don't know this album though. We've got Alice Cooper, Easy Action. Guessing it's a super early Alice Cooper. Like I said, I don't know any of the songs from here. Here's the back cover, the Alice Cooper band. Alice up front there. Gatefold, black and white shots. This is on Straight Records, a division of Bizarre, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm learning that that's part of Frank Zappa world. There's the sticker label. And the inner sleeve has a cool logo in the front and the back for Straight. A division of Bizarre Incorporated, Los Angeles, California.
Here we have Alice Cooper, Easy Action, their second album. One of the first things I got from my friend Tommy's store, first time my friend Big Jeff the Bopper took me there and showed me that everything was 50% off the price sticker, so I grabbed this right away. It is a gatefold. See? This is when the band was called Alice Cooper, and it wasn't Alice Cooper the man yet. But I believe this is a second pressing, although it is on Warner Brothers straight. Is this the second? No, this is the first pressing, I believe, on the straight record. I thought I had a second pressing on Warner Brothers. Now this one, the first two Cooper records are very, very different from the hard rock, you know, kind of warped, upside down psych. Straight, of course, was Zappa's label of his bizarre empire, distributed through Warner Brothers. And the great story about Alice Cooper is he saw the band at a club, maybe the Cheetah, in '69, and he was delighted at how they cleared the room in under 7 minutes and people left. So he told them he wanted to record them, and he said, be at my house tomorrow at 7 o'clock for an audition. So the band got up the next morning, showed up at his house at 7 o'clock and started playing, and Zappa came down groggy-eyed, wiping his face, and he's like, I meant 7 p.m. But if you guys are just dedicated, I'll sign you. Because, Frank was a night worker. My favorite track on here is I like Return to the Spiders. That's an awesome tune. Lay Down and Die Goodbye was a song they did as a single before they called themselves Alice Cooper, when they were using the name Nas when they didn't know about Todd Rundgren's group. But did not get good reviews back then, but now is a kind of an awkward classic. Anyway, Alice Cooper, easy. Oh, other story about this. This goes back to our thread about things found in records. I just remembered this. We had a copy of this at Izzy's, and it wasn't stuff we found. We knew it was in there, but the guy who sold it to us from his collection had big 8x10 black and white photos he took of the band in concert from around this time, and we left them in the record, and that added to the price. I think eventually we did sell it, unless Corey still has it. Anyway, Alice Cooper, Easy Action on Straight. Should have been on Bizarre, 1969.
Another Alice Cooper album, one that I've seen before, but I don't think I've heard. This is Pretties for You. Guessing this is is this their first, if not one of their first? Got their interesting fashion choices there on the back. Wonder if the GTOs helped them pick out those clothes. This is a gatefold. And yeah, this one, it has the inner sleeve from Straight/Bizarre Records, where you could write to get a coupon, and their I guess you get catalog of their artists, like GTO's Tim Buckley, Wildman Fisher, Mothers of Invention. I like that they had that amendment on there. That's pretty cool. We make records that are a little different. We present musical and sociological material which the important record companies would probably not allow you to hear. Just what the world needs. Another record company. It's actually, the label is Warner Brothers.
And here we have Alice Cooper's debut, Pretties for You. I believe I also got this from Tommy's store the same time I got Easy Action. The debut album from '69. This odd painting here, which is painted by, I don't know who. I used to know who painted it. That hung in Zappa's living room above his couch, and they used it for the cover. This is on Straight. I believe it's a original pressing. No, this is a later pressing on Warner Brothers, but it has the Straight. Oh no, this is an order form to get the Zapped sampler. I kind of like this one better than Easy Action. This has my favorite song on here. Oh, where to go? Living, which to me, I remember I described it to a friend as it sounds like a combination of Syd Barrett and John Lennon with a heavy backing. The other well-known song is, I think, Levity Ball. Yeah, recorded live at the Cheetah. Earwigs of Eternity. Very, very strange, warped psychedelic. Again, did not get reviews in the early days. I just saw online our friend Mike Fornatale is recording with bassist Dennis Dunaway recently. Alice Cooper, Pretty's for You, second pressing on the green Warner Brothers label, originally out in '69.
Alice Cooper again with the Toronto Rock and Roll Revival 1969 Volume 4. Guessing this is maybe a live album, I don't know. It was released in 1982. Here's the back with the same picture as the front. Track listing. This is from Accord Records. Like I was saying before, I like how Alice Cooper can kind of make fun of and parody himself. Of course, you know, the appearance that he did on Wayne's World, that is, you know, was a movie from my childhood that I still think I could probably recite the entire thing. But love that, his appearance in Wayne's World. And there was a commercial, I think, for Staples, one of those Office Depot type stores, not too long ago, probably 10-15 years ago. But it was him with some kids, and he was telling the parent, you know, hey, you know, you got to go and get your kids these school supplies. You don't want them to grow up to be a bunch of freaks like me, right? You know. And then he's like jump roping with them, playing double dutch, doing like, my name is Alice, I live in a palace. So yeah. And his radio show is pretty good too, if you can catch it. Some I think one of our local rock stations gets it out of syndication, so it's like Nighttime with Alice or something.
Here we have another Alice Cooper, material that has been reissued numerous times under numerous guises and titles. This is their recording from the Toronto Rock and Roll Revival in 1969, but it also has, if I remember, 2 songs, I think, where they're backing up Gene Vincent, because when I bought this and I put it on, I'm like, what the hell is this? This isn't Alice Cooper. But Ain't That Just Like a Woman is Gene Vincent. I think the Cooper band is backing him up on that. But this is the infamous concert where somebody threw chickens on stage and Alice threw them back out in the audience, and the audience were maniacs and tore the chickens up and threw the guts and the feathers back on stage. And he explained, he goes, I didn't know. I grew up on a farm. I thought chickens could fly. And the next day, Frank was managing them, Zappa, and called him up and said, did you throw chickens off this stage? Yeah, I didn't know it was going to happen. They said, we'll keep it up. It's good publicity. But I don't know what label this is on. The Accord label out of New York City, 1982. Anyway, I haven't listened to this, I think, since I bought it either. Nobody Likes Me, I know that song, and the others I think are kind of just like improvisations. But anyway, Alice Cooper, Toronto Rock and Roll Revival, 1969, Volume 4. So there must have been other entries in this series from the other artists that appeared at the festival.
Up next is Ruth Copeland, Self-Portrait. Never heard of Ruth before.
Here we have Ruth Copeland, Self-Portrait on Invictus Records. It's another one that, I don't know, maybe I should have it filed in R&B Soul Funk, because Invictus was distributed by Capitol. I was associated with soul and R&B, maybe with the Westbound labels. She's a Caucasian chick who sings funk and R&B soul and is backed up on several songs or all the songs by most members of Funkadelic, including one song, I Got a Thing for You Daddy, which is written by Ruth with Eddie Hazel and George Clinton. This also divides fans. I know friends who can't stand her voice and think she can't sing. When I first started discovering Funkadelic through my friend Big Jeff, I checked this out. I think I got this at Tommy's store. I don't know. It looks like I took a price sticker off it. The only song that really stood out to me and I remember is I Got a Thing for You Daddy. But this one, The Silent Boatman, I believe is done on Funkadelic's first album in 1969. No receipt in here. On the Invictus label, you all know and love the blue with the muscle guy. Anyway, I believe this is 69 or 1970 Ruth Copeland self-portrait Invictus records.
And finally, our last record for this set is The Cops and Robbers. The Cops and Robbers. Again, it looks like a kind of an early garage type band from the pictures down there. It's like a guy named Smudge in the band. You know it's got to be good. This is on Distortions Records. Ugh, I hate these inner bags. Looks like it was released in 1997. Here's your label.
Here we have some prime British R&B, maybe freak beat if you want to call it. The Cops and Robbers. This is kind of a slightly official compilation of their singles and EP tracks on the Distortions label out of Pennsylvania, if you're familiar with that. The cover replicates a rare French EP. They're kind of like them. Like I said, British R&B in the Downliners sect, them vein. I got this in Princeton Record Exchange. 14 tracks. They actually had some singles released in America. I'm always surprised to find these obscure bands had American releases. But you got to remember, every record company was trying to get a piece of the British Invasion pie back then. Because they had a single on Coral, and I can't remember the other American label they had a single on. They cover a song that Pretty Things also covered called "You'll Never Do It, Baby." It's All Over Now, Baby Blue, I think is their most well-known one, along with There's Gotta Be a Reason, which is on the second Nuggets box. The lead singer was a kind of odd-looking little fellow. His nickname was Smudge. And, of course, it's got great liner notes by Ugly Things magazine editor, founder Mike Stacks. Really good stuff. I haven't played this in a while. I should spin it soon again. Cops and Robbers, self-titled compilation on Distortions out of Pennsylvania.
So that's it. Not too bad for a set of 10 on this sweltering July. You'll probably be seeing a new purchases video from us coming up pretty soon for everything that we've gotten in the month of July, and a little video kind of summing up our little contest we had about weird stuff that you find in your records or have found in your records. Thanks for watching. If you feel so inclined, please subscribe or give us a little like there on the video. That would help. It would help let us know that we can continue doing this crazy thing, and that maybe somebody out there is enjoying it or getting something out of it. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
And that's our latest 10 records. Don't forget to click like, hit subscribe, tell your friends. We've been enjoying making these videos. We haven't made one in a while because just life happens. Like to see all your comments about the records and stuff. I know the whole big thing right now is this mobile fidelity thing. I can't really comment on it because I don't buy mobile fidelity stuff. That stuff has always been out of my price range and not really interested in it. I can understand their anger because they were sold one thing and given another. It's like if, like in the collector car community, you buy a GTO and find out it was just a Le Mans with new GTO emblems slapped on it. But I have 3 mobile fidelity things. I have 2 CDs. I got Velvet Underground's White Light, White Heat gold disc, and a gold disc of the first 2 Kinks albums, which the Kinks one I bought just to be a completist because we buy almost everything Kinks. And I have a LP of King Crimson's first one on mobile fidelity, which I found at a garage sale out in the boonies here for less than $10, and there's a mint copy on the wall at our local record shop, and he's got $350 on it. But I like that record, so I'll keep it. Just like hello to everybody out there. You know, we've been digging everybody's videos. Our Sunday mornings, we listen to our friend Ben's Head for the Hills radio show, and then we watch Steve Carlson's Sunday breakfast thing. JT's Record Room. We're finding some more people that are cool. Square to Circle, I mentioned him before. He just makes me crack up. I think he'd be a great customer. We'd welcome him with open arms and everything. Anyway, JT.
Plug our show.
Oh, and like we said before, we have a radio show here in northern Michigan on WNMC 90.7 FM Traverse City. WNMC.org on the web. I sound like I'm doing this
You
show
do.
right now. We're on
Station identification.
We're on every other Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're on this coming Friday, then off. But
August 5th.
August 5th we'll be on. If anybody wants to tune in and listen, we play some of this stuff.
We bring our own.
Yeah. Anyway, not much more to add. We look forward to your comments and likes and all that good stuff, and we look forward to you guys too. I'm never good at signing off, especially even when we sign off on the radio show. So I don't know. I always end with a quote from Pete Townsend. Rock and roll may not solve your problems, but we'll help you dance all over them. Bye-bye.